The Eagles' season has come to a bitter end, and now the talk around Philadelphia is heating up in ways that could reshape the franchise entirely. A.J. Brown, the wide receiver who has been a cornerstone of this team since his arrival, is at the center of all the speculation. His career in Philadelphia has been nothing short of remarkable, a true testament to what an elite talent can do for an offense that, for years, struggled to find consistency at the wide receiver position. For consecutive seasons with over 1,000 receiving yards is a milestone no other Eagle has ever reached. And since the trade that brought him to Philadelphia, he has consistently ranked among the top 5 wide receivers in the league. At his peak, he has dominated games and, at times, been the #1 receiver in football. His combination of speed, power, route running, and catching ability has made him a true franchise player. And the pairing with Devonta Smith has given fans some of the most exciting football this team has seen in decades. Watching that duo on the field has been a privilege, a chance to see the Eagles finally develop wide receivers at an elite level after years of frustration. Yet, despite his undeniable talent and career achievements, the 2025 season raised questions about AJ's engagement and mindset. Statistically, it was still a productive season, but it was clear that something had shifted. His receiving yards dropped from previous years, his average per catch dipped, and there were moments where his body language suggested a disconnect. He still produced over 100 catches, more than 1,000 yards, and multiple touchdowns, but for a player of his caliber, the inconsistencies were glaring, especially in the postseason. The wild-card loss to the 49ers was a painful reminder that even the most talented players are human, and it highlighted how critical focus and accountability are at the highest level. 3 crucial drops in that game not only cost the Eagles dearly, but also sparked a firestorm of conversation about A.J. Brown's future with the franchise. Philadelphia is a city that demands accountability, and leaving the locker room without addressing the media did not sit well with fans or teammates. In a city that lives and breathes football, avoiding the spotlight when it is most necessary does not go unnoticed. These moments, coupled with ongoing frustrations with the offense and coaching, have left the door open to questions about whether this chapter of his career in Philadelphia has come to an end. The offseason now looms with a mixture of uncertainty and possibility. A.J. Brown could very well be on his way out, and if the Eagles choose to part ways, it would be a significant move both on and off the field. Financially, his contract is substantial, and navigating the cap implications will require skillful maneuvering from Howie Roseman and the front office. The numbers are complicated, with a hefty cap hit looming, and a potential trade before June 1st could be one of the largest single-season dead cap hits in NFL history. The team must weigh the cost against the potential benefit of refreshing the wide receiver room, possibly bringing in younger, cheaper talent while preserving the ability to compete at a high level. Devonta Smith remains under contract, and finding a complementary piece at wide receiver will be critical. Philadelphia has been a destination for elite talent in the past, but no franchise wants internal tension and distractions undermining team chemistry. AJ's dissatisfaction, public or otherwise, has become a storyline that affects more than just his own performance. It reverberates throughout the locker room, influencing teammates and creating additional scrutiny for the coaching staff. The Eagles must decide whether they can repair this relationship or whether it's time to reset, prioritizing long-term cohesion over the brilliance of a single player. Accountability is the core issue here. A.J. Brown is undeniably talented, but in Philadelphia, talent alone is not enough. The city, the fans, and the team demand a level of professionalism and accountability that extends beyond stats and highlight reels. His sporadic engagement during the season, coupled with public frustration at the system and coaching, raises legitimate concerns about whether the Eagles and A.J. can continue together successfully. Moments like the sideline altercation with Nick Sirianni are indicative of the tension that has been simmering beneath the surface. While injuries and fatigue are factors, the expectation is that elite players rise to the occasion, even when the season gets challenging. AJ's previous successes in the playoffs, including standout performances on the biggest stages, make this disconnect even more noticeable, emphasizing the contrast between his potential and his recent actions. Philadelphia fans remember everything, and in a city with such a storied football tradition, there is little tolerance for what is perceived as complacency or deflection of responsibility. The implications of a potential move extend beyond AJ himself. The Eagles' roster, salary cap, and future draft strategy could all pivot based on how this situation unfolds. If a trade happens, the team could reset the financials at the wide receiver position, potentially bringing in a promising rookie or acquiring another playmaker through free agency. Howie Roseman's expertise in manipulating the salary cap gives the team options, but it will still be a delicate balance. Timing is critical because a pre-June 1st move affects trade leverage and impacts planning for the roster around Devonta Smith and other key players. If handled correctly, the Eagles could emerge financially nimble and poised to sustain a competitive roster for years. If handled poorly, it could result in a financial and personnel setback that reverberates across multiple seasons. Meanwhile, A.J. Brown's next destination is also a point of intrigue. Teams with cap space, a need for an elite wide receiver, and a system that could maximize his talents will be watching closely. The New England Patriots, among others, fit that description, and the NFL rumor mill is already buzzing with speculation about potential suitors. Brown has demonstrated the ability to be a game changer, and even amid recent struggles, his talent commands attention across the league. At the same time, the Eagles are looking inward, evaluating what needs to change offensively to retain cohesion and success. A new offensive coordinator may be the key to bringing out the best in the current roster, keeping players motivated, and implementing a system that maximizes both A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Veteran coaching targets are being considered, with the aim of bringing in someone who can inject creativity, accountability, and consistency into the offense. The right coordinator could not only repair relationships, but also elevate the entire unit to a level capable of contending for championships again. Philadelphia is a team that has tasted Super Bowl glory recently, and the challenge is to build a sustainable path forward without letting internal drama derail progress. The balance between keeping elite talent, maintaining financial flexibility, and fostering a culture of accountability will define the next chapter for this Eagles team. For A.J. Brown, this could be a pivotal offseason, an opportunity to either reconcile and recommit or to begin a new journey elsewhere, reshaping the trajectory of both his career and the franchise. As the Eagles step into the offseason, the spotlight remains squarely on A.J. Brown, but the team's broader strategy cannot be overlooked. Philadelphia faces a delicate balancing act between maintaining elite talent and ensuring team chemistry remains intact. A.J. Brown's frustrations with the offense and coaching staff have been well documented, and the optics of his recent behavior only intensify the pressure on the front office. The locker room dynamics, especially with younger stars like Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith, are a major consideration. The Eagles cannot afford distractions, and management has to weigh whether retaining Brown under the current circumstances is more harmful than beneficial. At the same time, the potential trade scenarios are complex. His talent is undeniable, and there will be teams willing to pay a premium for a proven star receiver. But the timing, cap implications, and draft needs all complicate the picture. Philadelphia will need to be strategic, ensuring any move does not weaken the roster around Hurts or undermine future offensive plans. A.J. Brown's relationship with the coaching staff has been under scrutiny, and one cannot ignore the role that offensive scheme plays in this tension. Under Nick Sirianni, the Eagles have employed a system that at times maximized the team's strengths, yet the lack of consistent offensive adjustments has been a point of contention. Brown has voiced concerns about the scheme's limitations, and there is some truth in that critique. A high-caliber receiver like him thrives in a system that leverages his speed, route running, and physicality. And when that system fails to capitalize on those attributes, frustration is inevitable. The challenge for the Eagles is to determine whether the issues are correctable with personnel and coaching adjustments or if a fresh start is necessary. The arrival of a new offensive coordinator, whether internal or external, could redefine how this offense operates, potentially repairing relationships and restoring focus among key players. Targets like Brian Dable, Todd Monken, or Davis Webb have been floated, and while each brings a different philosophy, all could inject the energy and strategic creativity that the Eagles have lacked at times. The financial landscape cannot be ignored. A.J. Brown's contract is a significant figure against the salary cap, and any decision regarding his future has immediate financial repercussions. Trading him before June 1st introduces the possibility of a massive dead cap hit, one of the largest in NFL history for a single season. Post-June, while more manageable, reduces leverage for the Eagles in trade negotiations. This makes timing and strategy critical. Philadelphia's front office, led by Howie Roseman, has a reputation for navigating the cap with precision, but even the most skilled negotiators face challenges with contracts of this magnitude. Balancing financial flexibility with the need to maintain a competitive roster is paramount. The team must evaluate whether moving Brown frees resources to invest in the offensive line, draft promising receivers, or sign complementary skill players. Each option carries risk, but also the potential to reset the roster and establish a sustainable path forward. From a performance standpoint, there are subtle signs that A.J. Brown may be approaching a turning point in his career. Metrics like yards of separation and explosiveness have shown slight declines, and while the raw talent remains elite, the margin for error in a high-stakes environment like Philadelphia is minimal. The 2025 season highlighted both his brilliance and the moments of disengagement that can be costly in critical games. The wildcard loss was a stark reminder that even the best players must consistently execute, and that leadership on and off the field matters just as much as production. This offseason, teams evaluating Brown will consider not only his statistics, but also his recent attitude and perceived commitment. For Philadelphia, the calculus involves weighing his exceptional skill against the potential disruption and determining if the franchise can reconcile the two. Meanwhile, the broader Eagles roster will undergo evaluations to determine how best to build around Jalen Hurts. Offensive line improvements, depth at skill positions, and draft strategy are all critical to sustaining a championship-caliber team. Howie Roseman's approach has traditionally emphasized flexibility and strategic investments, and this offseason will test that philosophy. Bringing in a new coordinator who can maximize the current roster while also nurturing young talent could be transformative. The chemistry between Hurts, Smith, and a retained or newly acquired top receiver will define the offensive ceiling for the next few seasons. The challenge lies in aligning personnel decisions with coaching philosophy, all while managing the expectations of fans and the media in a city that demands excellence. Potential destinations for A.J. Brown are already generating conversation across the league. Teams like the New England Patriots, with cap space and a system that could highlight his strengths, are obvious fits. The opportunity to pair with a quarterback on a rookie deal, combined with an experienced coaching staff, creates a compelling narrative for both sides. Yet, the decision is as much about culture as it is about scheme. Brown's next team will need to manage his expectations, channel his competitive fire, and integrate him into a system that allows for both individual and collective success. For the Eagles, letting him go may provide clarity and stability, but it also signals the end of an era. His tenure in Philadelphia has been marked by highs and lows, from record-breaking receiving seasons to moments of frustration and tension. Regardless of the path chosen, the narrative surrounding A.J. Brown is a reminder that elite talent brings both opportunity and challenge. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are swirling across the NFL world as speculation mounts around one of the league's brightest young quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence, the star talent who has dazzled fans with his arm strength, poise, and leadership, is reportedly linked to the Philadelphia Eagles in what could be one of the most talked about moves in recent memory. While nothing has been officially confirmed, Insiders suggest the Eagles are buzzing behind closed doors, and the mere hint of Lawrence donning green and white has sent shockwaves through the fan base. Sources close to the situation hint that Philadelphia's front office has been quietly working the phones, exploring every avenue to bring the Clemson standout into their fold. The prospect of pairing Lawrence's dynamic skill set with a roster already brimming with offensive weapons has analysts imagining a team capable of redefining the league's power structure. Eagles fans, in particular, have taken to social media, speculating wildly about how the franchise could leverage Lawrence's talents to reshape their offense. Even casual observers can't help but wonder what impact a quarterback of his caliber could have on a team that has long sought stability under center. The speculation has ignited conversations about potential changes to the Eagles' playbook, roster adjustments, and even coaching strategies. Could Lawrence become the cornerstone the franchise has been chasing? Could his arrival signal a new era in Philadelphia football, where explosive offense meets strategic innovation? Rumors suggest that executives are weighing all possibilities, considering how to integrate a talent like Lawrence without disrupting team chemistry. Meanwhile, fans are already daydreaming about highlight reel passes connecting with the city's star receivers, imagining a team that could dominate on both sides of the ball. While negotiations remain behind the curtain, the buzz surrounding Lawrence's potential move has reignited Philadelphia's hopes for a spectacular football future. The city seems ready to welcome a quarterback who could define the next chapter of Eagles lore, even as pundits debate the likelihood and timing of such a blockbuster shakeup. For now, the NFL world watches closely, aware that if this rumor holds any truth, the impact on the league could be enormous, electrifying, and unforgettable. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.